right, welcome back everyone to Mindful Yoga. My name of course is Jen and welcome to our 60-minute practice. So as always, I'll leave you a moment if you need to grab anything, any blocks, blankets, anything to make yourself comfortable, water. I have my tunes going, so anything like that you might need for our practice tonight. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always type in the chat box and Charlie will be happy to answer anything that you might want to know. So of course, mindful yoga, we're going to go over our definition of mindfulness, which is to intentionally pay attention, non-judgmentally, moment in the present. So we break down that definition a little bit more each week. And last week our theme was curiosity, where we kind of challenge ourselves to be asking questions and have that open mindset when we're engaging in our practice. So for this week, our theme is going to be non-striving. But I invite you to set any intention that you want for your practice tonight. So that could just be relaxation. We're going to do a wonderful meditation tonight that is excellent for relaxation. Or if you really want to follow along with the mindfulness theme, please do as well. So to begin, as we do, we're going to start with our 3-minute breathing space. So I'll invite you to take a comfortable position. You can either be seated if you'd like, or if you'd like to take Shavasana and lay down on your mat, whichever you prefer, and we will start with our practice. So the first thing we do with this practice, because it is quite brief, is we try to take a very dignified and definite posture. So whether we're seated or laying down, we're trying to have a sense of feeling relaxed, dignified. Our back is not stiff, but erect. And really trying to let our bodies express a sense of being present and awake. So it's comfortable for yourself. The first step is to close your eyes and become aware, really aware of what is going on with you right now. Becoming aware of what is going through your mind, if there are any thoughts around. And we're just noting those thoughts as mental events as best you can. We just note them. Maybe we note any feelings that might be around at the moment. And we're not turning away from any discomfort, not shutting it out, just acknowledging what might be present. Perhaps we say, here you are. And that is how it is right now. And similarly with any sensation in the body, noting any sensation of tension or holding, we're just gathering awareness of them, simply noting them. Here you are. And that is how it is right now. So we have this sense of what is going on with ourselves right now, and we've stepped out of automatic pilot. The second step is to collect our awareness by focusing on a single object, the movements of the breath. So really gathering ourselves, focusing our attention in the movement of the abdomen, the rise and fall of the breath, deep into the belly, and just spending a moment or so noting sensation in the abdominal wall, moment by moment, breath by breath, as best we can. So we note when the breath is moving in and when the breath is moving out. Just binding our awareness to the pattern of movement, gathering ourselves, and using the anchor of the breath to really be present. And now as a third step, having gathered ourselves to some extent, we allow our awareness to expand. So as well as being aware of the breath, we include a sense of the body as a whole. So we get this more spacious sense of awareness. A sense of the body as a whole, including any tightness, any sensation in the shoulders, the neck, the back, the face. Just following the breath as if your whole body is breathing and holding it all in this slightly softer and more spacious awareness. And so our theme for the week is non-striving. And I think it's relatable that throughout our lives, we do tend to live in a state of striving towards something. Mindfulness talks about the difference between being mode and doing mode. And doing mode is when we're achieving tasks, accomplishing our goals, and sometimes we need to be in that state. But mindfulness talks about being mode, when we're really trying to be present and aware of what's in front of us. So many activities, classes, things we do focus on pushing ourselves, emphasizing progress. And for many activities, that's absolutely fine. But not much attention is paid to the art of being and non-striving, and being in the here and now. So mindful yoga really encourages us to inspect the many, even subtle ways in which our perspective, our sense of self changes as we shift postures, paying attention to all that our body is telling us moment by moment, just as it is. So we don't practice with an intent to improve necessarily, but more to accept and appreciate just as we are. And before we head into our practice, I wanted to share a quote by John Kabat-Zinn to contemplate as we're lying in our after our breathing space. So he says, mindfulness is never about doing something perfectly, because it is not about accomplishing at all. It is allowing things to be as they are, resting in awareness, and then taking appropriate action when called for. Silence, deep listening, and non-doing or being are often very appropriate responses in particularly trying moments. Not turning away, but opening towards things with clarity, goodwill, even towards ourselves. So today, perhaps you try to see if practicing without any intent to prove anything might change your experience a bit as we go through our practice. So if you haven't already, then I'll ask you to take Shavasana and we'll go and head into our postures. So again, just spending a moment connecting to the breath, tuning into the body. On an inhale, we're going to bring the knees in. Maybe just slowly rock from side to side if that's what we choose. And then we're going to hold the right knee in, and maybe we plant the left foot, or maybe we lay it long, whichever we're feeling today. And we're just going to stretch into the hip. Maybe you choose to hold, or maybe you choose to add some movement, very gentle movement. And as I said, the theme today is non-striving, so really trying to ask ourselves what our body wants in this moment, because we're trying to achieve super flexibility or anything. Just noticing maybe different sensations as we move our our leg from one side to the other, noticing tightness, maybe flexibility. So we'll bring the other leg in, again, just hold together. Maybe taking a moment again just to note sensation or any changes after our last posture. And then we'll either plant the right foot or lay it long, whichever you prefer. And then we'll do the same to the left. So holding in, stretching into the leg. Maybe we appreciate the curious mindset we talked about last week, asking ourselves questions. What sort of sensation do I feel? Where do I feel it? You know, if I shift position, what do I notice? Always noting maybe there's difference in sides of the body. If we choose to take certain movement, maybe we consider why. And always breathing deep into the belly. So next we're going to plant that left foot again and plant both feet for just a moment. And we're just going to shimmy our hips just slightly to the left. And then we'll bring our knees in again. And we're going to drop them over to the right side for a twist. So if we have our arms out initially, try to keep both shoulders equally planted. You can always place a block in between the knees or really anywhere to make this more comfortable. But if you need to, spend a moment to find a spot that's going to work for yourself. And spending a moment in our twist. Maybe noting any sensation in the back, the abdomen, the legs. Again, not trying to achieve any specific state, just noticing. And so we're going to engage in a bit of a flow practice, a very gentle flow with the breath. So starting out, we're going to point both of our arms to the right. And then on the inhale, we're going to slowly reach our arm up, keeping the palm down, and then flipping when we get to the top, all the way to the other side until we're back with our arms out into the T. And spend a moment here, noticing any change. Take a deep breath in and out. And then once again, we'll put both hands together, maybe shifting if we need to for added comfort. And once again, take that deep breath in, all the way out, up and over, maybe trailing the fingertips till we're back. Pause and exhale. Maybe noting any changes in sensation in the shoulders. So engage in this, trying to, as we sweep our arms around, notice any subtle sensation. So we'll do one last one on this side. I'll let you either follow along or please go to your own breath. We'll once again bring our arms together, touching the palms, and then on the inhale, trailing the fingertips up and over, flipping the palm when it's comfortable to do so, and out. We'll spend another maybe 2 or 3 breaths here in our twist. Nice and deep. And throughout our practice, it's a very common thing for our minds to try and take us away with thoughts or plans. If this happens, we just note, yes, there's thought, and then bring our attention back to the practice. So when you're ready, we'll come back in, shift our hips over, bring our knees up, and then hug our knees in again, just to roll it out a bit. And once again, we'll plant both feet, and then gently just shimmy your hips over to the right side. Bringing our knees in, and then gently going to our twist to the left. Bringing our arms out to the T, and again, if you need any blocks or any supports to make this more comfortable, protect the knees, please do. I can already tell you I'm noticing a change in sides, different areas of tightness, different areas of stretch. And just explore that for a moment. Maybe check in with our shoulders if they're shrugged up to our ears. Breathing nice and deep. Maybe we notice on one side we have our knees in a slightly different position than the other, or maybe our arms feeling more or less comfortable. Again, with mindful yoga, whatever position we find ourselves in is a perfectly acceptable position to be in. You never ever want to go to the point of pain. Discomfort maybe, pain not what we're looking for. Maybe 1 or 2 more breaths here. Deep into the belly, making sure we're not breathing into our chest. And when we're ready, we'll bring both of the palms together, maybe shifting a little bit if necessary. And let's take a deep breath in, maybe fingers trailing on the ground, flipping the palm up at the top, making sure we don't knock over our phone. And we come to our T. And our gaze with this one can be faced up to the ceiling if we choose. Maybe we choose to look to side. But as with everything in mindful yoga, trying to be intentional in whatever posture we're choosing to be in the moment. And let's bring our palms back together again. And deep breath in, up and over. Adding all the subtle sensation as we bring it overhead to our T. Deep breath in and out. And we'll do 1 more. Again, you can follow along or you can do it to your own breath. Bringing our shoulder and arm over, touching palms. Nice and deep over. Spend 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then with intention, when you're ready, we'll come out of our twist, bringing our knees together and in, maybe rocking side to side. But we're going to keep our hips to where we shimmied. And on an exhale, I'll get you to extend your arms ahead and your legs long. Maybe take a breath here. Again, just noting sensation. Another inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to come into our wonderfully named banana asana. So taking our arms and our hands and our feet out to the left corners of the mat to a place that's comfortable, but also we feel a stretch. Trying to keep that right shoulder planted on the mat, right hip planted on the mat. Again, we're not striving to be an amazingly curvy banana. We're just going to the point where we feel a stretch and where our body tells us, yep, this is the. Some people like to grab the left wrist with the right hand. And maybe we cross the outside foot over the inside ankle if we choose, or maybe we not. And again, if we choose, we might inhale to get maybe a little bit longer. Maybe on the exhale to get a little bit deeper into our stretch. Noticing how this changes anything we feel in the body and sensation. Spending your moment or two here. Bringing our attention to wherever we intentionally place it. So maybe that's in our wrists or maybe in our sides, feet. Really exploring. And maybe we choose to pick a color to describe sensation or shape or anything creative we can think of. And the other way to find that curious mindset, discover new things that our body's telling us. Take another breath here and out. Maybe one more. And when we're ready, we'll come back to center, shifting our upper body, our lower body. So we're straight on the mat. Just take a moment again. I often find there's a tingling sensation after coming out of a pose. Just exploring. Maybe we note if we're feeling more relaxed in particular areas. And when we're ready, we'll shimmy our hips just slightly to the left. And then bringing our arms, hands, feet, and legs to the upper and bottom corners of the mat. Shifting position if necessary. We should never feel any pinching. Maybe we choose to try to breathe any relaxation into points of tension. And if we want to go a bit deeper, we can cross that left leg over the right ankle. Noticing the stretch in the rib cage, the shoulder, the arm. Deep breath into the belly and long on the exhale. We'll do 1 or 2 breaths more. And then whenever we're ready, we'll once again shift back to our neutral position. Arms and legs are still overhead. Again, taking that pause. Try to adopt that curious approach to what we're experiencing. And for our last pose on the mat here, we're going to take a deep breath in, and then on the exhale, we're going to curl all our body up into a ball. And then exhale, out. That was more of a crunch than I wanted it to be. So let's do that one again. On our inhale, we're going to bring everything in, not a crunch this time. Hold, and exhale. Nice and long. Let's do that one more time. Nice deep inhale, bring it in, and nice and long out. So however you choose, we'll come up to a seated position for our next round of poses. Maybe you hear those Rice Krispies, snap, crackle, popping in the body. I know I sure do. And we're just going to take a moment and do a bit with our shoulders and neck, because I'll be honest, mine are very tight because I sit for a living, so a bit self-honoring. So we'll take a breath in, and then on the exhale, we're going to extend our arm out. Just slightly tip our neck to the opposite side. Try and get nice stretch in. If we choose, we can gently place the hand on the head for a little bit more of a stretch. Very gentle. Just getting nice deep into it. Noticing maybe there's a bit of extra tension today. Maybe it's feeling a little looser today. Just getting that nice, good stretch. Right. And let's release that one. Nice deep breath in. And we'll go to the other side. Arm out, maybe just our fingertips are gently brushing the mat. Maybe place our hands gently on the head just to get a little deeper. And maybe there's differences inside. Maybe we go to a point where there's slight discomfort, or maybe it feels amazing. Just getting nice into the shoulders, the neck. And when we're ready, we can release. Take that pause, very intentional pause. Noting experiences in the body. And for our next pose, we're going to come up into a tabletop position. So coming onto all fours. And for a lot of people, if our knees are sensitive, we might want to put something under the knees, or if we have carpet, we might be okay. And again, anything that we need to do for our bodies to make it a bit more comfortable, please do. So we're coming into our tabletop position. Our weight is evenly distributed between all fours. And we're going to go into our cat-cows because they're just wonderful to do. So when we're ready, we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to drop the belly, raise the chest, drop the gaze up. And then on the exhale, we're going to round the back. Like an angry cat, stretching into the shoulders, the back. And we'll breathe in, again, dropping the belly. Really trying to get that sway back, not something commonly said. And exhale, round the back. And we'll do 2 or 3 more of these. You can do to the theme of your own breath, or you can follow along with myself, whichever you prefer. Rounding the back. And when you're ready, dropping the belly. Gaze drifting up. Again, not to point of tension, just to add to the stretch. Do one more. And up. All right. And let's bring ourselves back to neutral again. We're going to do just a very gentle sort of wrist stretch, and please only do this to a point where you feel a stretch, no discomfort, or maybe you choose not to do it all. But what we're going to do is settle back a little bit so our weight is mostly in our legs there. We're just going to flip the palms over. Again, maybe we do one at a time, maybe we do both. I have missed things in the past, so I'm just going to do one at a time, but just again to the point of stretch. So maybe we shift back a little bit. Again, we don't want any pain, but it's such a nice one if we, especially typing all day or using our hands a lot. Really maybe exploring this area, not a common one for us to explore. And then we'll release, and if you're doing the hands separately, we'll do the other one. Or you can go back to doing both, whichever you choose. And maybe we shift back just a little bit, getting into the wrist, the arm. And never to point of pain. And when we're ready, we'll release. So maybe we just do some nice circles in the wrist, circle it out for that one. All right, so we're going to do a very sort of gentle flow for our next series here. So I'll show it to you with the breath, and then we'll do 1 or 2 afterwards. So we'll take a nice deep breath first of all, and out. So then I'll take a nice deep breath in again. And then on the exhale, we're going to extend our leg out to the side. And maybe we stay here a moment and just get into that stretch into the side of the leg. And then on the next inhale, we're going to rise up, rise up. We're going to have our beach ball in our arms, and then on the exhale, we're going to slightly bend over to the right, making sure we're not collapsing in, that our heart is out. Breathing deep. And then on the next exhale, we'll come back down. So then on the inhale, we'll once again rise back up. Exhale, over to the side. Inhale up. Exhale gently down. Great, and we'll do it one more time. Nice big inhale up, nice and strong in the legs. Exhale, we bring our ball to the side. Only to a point of stretch. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right. So bring that leg in. Maybe shake out anything that needs to be shaken out. And what we do to one side, of course, we do to the other. So nice big breath in. And then on the exhale, we'll extend the opposite leg out. And staying here a moment. Again, getting nice stretch in. And on the next inhale, again, we'll rise up nice and tall. Well, I'm not tall, but you know what I mean? Pretending we have that invisible string pulling from the crown to the head. And then exhale over to the side. Inhale up. Exhale, we drop back down. Inhale again, let's rise up. Paying attention to all the things we feel as we rise. Exhale over to the side. Nice and strong in the core. Inhale up. Exhale, drop. One more of that pose there. You can follow with myself or to your own breath. Inhale up. Exhale to the side. Maybe we get a little deeper this time, maybe we don't. Inhale up. And we'll drop back down. So let's release the leg. Again, if we need to take any movements, we'll take the movements we need. And then on the next inhale, we're going to drop all the way back into a child's pose. And if you remember, we talked last week, there's lots of variations to make child pose comfortable for yourself. You can choose to have your knees together, or you can also choose to have them farther apart. Just take a moment to experiment. You can also have a block under your head if it doesn't touch, or a pillow, whatever's comfortable for yourself. But we'll sink back down into our child's pose and we'll spend a couple breaths settling into the position. And take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, we're going to shift gently to the left. Again, stretching into the side. Just going to a point of stretch. Really paying attention to the sides of the body if we choose. And on the next nice big inhale, we'll come back to the center, pause for just a moment, and then exhale off to the other side. Getting to the side of the body, the shoulder, the arms, ribs. Maybe noticing changes in sensation in the legs or the seat as we shift over. And let's take a nice inhale in and out. And when you're ready, we'll come back to center and just spend a moment in our neutral child's pose. Maybe scanning the sides of the body, and maybe just laying in stillness. So we'll take 2 more breaths here. Deep inhale, long on the exhale. And on the next inhale, we're going to slowly rise up, nice and slow. Paying attention to where we feel any sort of sensation. And for the next part of our practice, we're going to come into our meditation. So I'll ask you to take any position that's going to be comfortable. If you'd like to lay down, maybe with blocks under the knees, or a pillow under the head, or a blanket over the body. I ask you to take that position now. We're prepared for our progressive muscle relaxation practice for tonight. So settling in that comfortable position, feeling supported, we'll briefly bring awareness to the breath, breathing and noticing any sensation at the abdomen, finding our focus, and maybe if we note any thoughts trying to take us away, we just gently direct our attention back. We often try to bring a sort of kindness to our attention when we're doing these practices. It is a very common experience for the brain to try to take us away. So we just note it and again, bring the attention back. So during this relaxation practice, I will be asking you to tense various muscles throughout your body. Again, please do this without straining. Part of our non-striving practice will be done here. We don't need any exertion, just to contract the muscle firmly, but gently as well as you breathe in. And if you feel uncomfortable anytime, simply let the contraction go, relax best you can, and breathe normally. So we'll start by bringing awareness to the feet and the toes. So breathe in deep in through the nose, and as you do, gradually curl the toes down and tense the muscles in the soles of your feet. Hold the breath for a few seconds, hold. And then on the exhale, release. Feeling the muscles release as you breathe out. So we'll do that one again, once. Again, gently but firmly. Tensing the muscles in the toes and the feet as you breathe in. Hold and pause for the moment. And feel the tension leave the body as you exhale. And notice how different the feet feel when they're tensed from when they're relaxed. And just noticing. And feel yourself relaxing more and more deeply with each breath. And maybe your whole body is becoming heavier, softer and more relaxed as each moment passes. So next, bring awareness to the lower legs and to the calf muscles. And as you draw in that nice deep breath, point the toes up to your knees and tighten these muscles. Hold for the moment and then let them go nice and limp as you exhale. And throughout this practice, you can choose to follow along with the directions of my voice, or you can choose to inhale and exhale with the muscles to your own beat. Either is perfectly fine. So once again, draw in that deep breath and tighten the muscles in the calf. Hold for the few seconds, maybe a little bit longer this time, and then let it all go. Feel the muscles relax. Feel the tension wash away with your out breath. In just a moment, we will move to tense the muscles in the front of the thighs. And as we're laying down, we can do this by just trying to gently straighten the legs. And you'll feel the muscles pulling the kneecap upwards, again, never to a point of pain. And you can also tense these muscles by pushing the heels down to the floor. So we'll take that deep breath in and tense the muscles in the thighs. Hold for the moment, and then on the exhale, release. And as you do this, the blood flow to the muscles increases, and you might notice a warm tingling sensation. As best you can, enjoy this feeling of soothing relaxation in the thighs. Just taking a moment, just being very present. And again, breathe in deeply, and tighten the thigh muscles. Hold for the moment, and release. Really focus on letting the muscles go limp and loose. Perhaps when we're doing our exhale, maybe try to really extend the exhale a little bit longer as we progress through the practice. Having a nice long exhale is a wonderful way of calming and soothing our nervous system. So as much as we want to breathe deep, we also want to try and breathe nice and long. So then on the next breath, and this time maybe as gradually as we can, we're going to tighten all the muscles in the legs, from the feet all the way up to our seat. And do this in whatever way feels natural and comfortable for you. So we take in that breath, nice and long, hold the tension, and then exhale. Nice and long exhale, releasing all of those large and strong muscles, and really trying to appreciate the sensation of release as you become even more relaxed. And we'll do that one more time. Breathing in nice and long, maybe for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And then exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really letting those muscles soften and relax. Sinking deep into the mat. Just noticing the relaxation and the tension leave as we work our way up the body. Now we'll bring awareness to the stomach. Drawing that deep, long breath in, tighten the muscles. Maybe you imagine you're trying to touch your belly button to your spine in a way. And then when you're ready, release the breath, let the muscles relax. Notice sensation of relief that comes from letting go. And noting that we're not striving for particular sensation, but just letting that feeling come naturally within the practice. And again, drawing a deep breath, tighten those stomach muscles, hold for a few seconds, and then release. As you exhale and release tension in the abdomen. Spend a moment just noticing differences that you might feel in the lower body, the abdomen. Maybe appreciating the time that you've chosen to spend in this relaxation. And as we work our way up our body, we'll next bring awareness to the muscles in the back. And as you breathe in, you can slowly and gently arch the back slightly to tense those muscles, bringing in the shoulders to tense them. Hold and release. Really let those muscles relax. Maybe feeling yourself again, your back sink into the mat a little bit more. Maybe feel that warm, tingly sensation. Maybe noting points of pressure. And when you're ready, once again, maybe arch the back slightly, bring the shoulders in, hold that tension maybe for a little longer, hold, and release. Bringing that relaxation all the way up the back, the spine, the shoulders. Really trying to get a sense of letting go of the tension and release. And we'll continue working up the body up to my particular favorite point, really getting into the shoulder and neck muscles. So as we slowly draw in that nice deep breath, we pull our shoulders up to our ears, squeeze the muscles firmly, and then breathe out completely. And allow the contracted muscles to go loose and limp. And again, let's bring those shoulders up, pull them all the way up to their ears, because you know they're friends. Hold and release. Again, maybe asking yourself what sensation is present. Maybe feel the heaviness in your body. Maybe choose to feel that enjoyment as we go through the practice. Maybe feeling heavier and heavier, more and more deeply relaxed, as we intentionally bring that relaxation to those muscles. And now it's time to let go of those tension in our arms and our hands. So we'll start with the upper arms. And as we breathe in, we're going to raise our wrists towards our shoulders. Tighten those muscles in the upper arms, biceps. Hold the breath in that contraction for a moment. And then lower the arms gently. And breathe all the way out. And with this one, we might almost feel a warm, almost a nice burning sensation into the muscles when we tighten them. Feel how relaxing it is to release that tightness and breathe away the tension. And once again, on the in-breath, let's curl those upper arms up again. Tighten the muscles as we breathe in, nice and deep. Hold and pause. And we'll release. Letting the arms go, letting the shoulders go, letting the back go. Sinking even deeper into the mat. And next, bring awareness to the forearms. So as we breathe in, we'll gently curl our hands inward, almost as if we're trying to touch the inside of our elbows with our fingertips. And once again, hold, pause, and gently release. Oh, that was a nice crack there. Maybe we wiggle the fingers a little bit. Again, noting those even maybe more subtle sensation deep into our bones and joints if we can. And let's once again breathe in, bring the hands up. Hold that tension in, hold. And when we're ready, we'll release. Noticing the feeling. Maybe it's a different feeling in different parts of the body. I'm really curious and exploring. Feel the tension just wash away. And we'll move on now to our hands. So breathing in, let's clench those fists nice and tight. Hold. And release. Noticing sensations in the fingers, palms, maybe even the wrists. Maybe it changes with movement. And once again, let's breathe in deep. Pause and hold. Again, just a little bit longer. And nice and loud, we release. Maybe spend a moment in stillness. Feeling the relaxation in the body. Feeling the release. Taking a slow breaths to relax. And the very last part of the body with this practice we'll do is the face. So again, on the in-breath, we're going to squeeze the eyes tight, clench the lips, really squish the face. And then when we're ready, on the exhale, we open the eyes up nice and bright. Trying to bring that sense of relaxation to the face. And for our final nice deep breath in, once again, we'll clench the face. Shut our eyes nice and tight. Hold. And release. Spend just a moment Noticing change in sensation, deep relaxation. And I encourage you to spend a few more moments, maybe different parts of the body you wish to do again, or maybe just some deep breaths. But thank you so much for joining me tonight for this practice. Again, my name is Jen, and I hope you have an excellent and relaxing evening.